This week, the Texas State Board of Education is meeting to adopt new instructional materials. Board members choose textbooks used in social studies, fine arts, and high school math.
But as ABC7's Ashlie Rodriguez reports, people from across the spectrum disagree with politically charged curriculum choices. It's tonight's special report.
I would like to strike the words women and minority.
A motion to insert the name Hussein in between Barack Obama.
It's the subtle phrasing the Texas State Board of Education must sift through.
I would like to delete hip-hop and insert country music.
Is there a second?
Why did he choose Islam?
The board, made up of 5 Democrats and 10 Republicans, has been criticized for perceived conservative bias. In the instructional material it chooses.
What you are discussing now is whether you will teach the denigration of evolution.
Politics should not be in this. This should be a bipartisan board.
Educator and El Pasoan Martha M. Dominguez is on the board. She describes a tedious process, combing through new textbooks and hearing hours of public comment from parents, activists, and professionals.
The testimonies also are very powerful.
Islam mentioned 25 times in the bold section of the table of contents, and you have Christianity mentioned 1 time.
This is not a one-person job, and it helps that we're able to reach out to teachers, the experts in the specific area, and ask, okay, this is happening. How do you feel about this? Give me the facts about this.
At that point, you're not teaching history, you're teaching propaganda.
One man asked to give his input on new textbooks this year, a UTEP professor and historian.
It's like when somebody would tell you that Jefferson built Monticello. Well, Jefferson designed Monticello. It's the whole gang of slaves he had who actually built it. And when you don't actually acknowledge that he had all this free labor to build his works and everything like that, you are excising the agency of black Americans.
He wrote a report that found Mexican-American history is lacking in the new 7th grade social studies textbooks the board is considering.
There is almost a dismissal of Mexicans in it.
He points to deportations of legal resident Mexicans during the Great Depression to open up jobs for Americans.
You know, if it's something that doesn't function within a basic idea of what this history should be like, it's not discussed or it's given very, very little emphasis.
Eliminate language that singles out any faith.
Curriculum complaints transcend the political spectrum. Conservatives view a new framework for teaching AP history as a liberal takeover. They say patriotism is minimized and civil disobedience promoted, that founders like Benjamin Franklin and James Madison are absent to focus more on slavery and the treatment of Indians.
From radical Islam to climate change, some teachers would say it doesn't matter what's inside the textbook or the perceived bias. All that matters is how the teacher engages the students' critical thinking skills.
The prime obligation of a teacher is to open children's minds.
Retired 20-year Isleta ISD teacher Ramnath Subramanian isn't so concerned about what's presented as fact in textbooks.
Because I think what is most important to the teacher is to present all the avenues of thought that a subject brings up for discussion, and let the students be exposed to all that information so that they can form their own opinions.
It starts at home. You know, I think as a parent, I want to teach my kids, that, they can speak their mind, and, it's up to them whatever they believe, and I want to make sure that they know that they have their own way of thinking.
Ashlie Rodriguez, ABC7.